Welcome to this look at a very different version of this map on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on Polesine. This is a new mod map out by Mirkomod, 720.49 megabytes download. Now this, like the one we had, well, it depends when this is posting, but yesterday, there are 13 required mods. Now they're not showing in the mod hub as required mods in the description. They don't download automatically until you go to load the game up. When you go to load the game up, then it says there are 13 required mods, and then it goes to download them. I'm not sure why that happened yesterday on both the map tours that I've done so far, but that is the case. Slot count on New Farmer is 1,721. It's up there. Farm Management Start from Scratch, that comes down to 1,663. You don't have any of the equipment and machinery. The map looks like this. Now, if you're thinking, as I did, Polesine, this Italian map, I remember doing a map tour on that. So I came on and I started doing my prep, and I'm going around thinking, I do not remember this map at all. I don't remember the layout. I don't remember anything about it. So I went on to FS22, checked through the maps, found the map for the Polesine on FS22. Different map. It's completely different. There may be some elements of it. It may be turned around a little bit. This may be a different part of what that one was, but it's a different map for all intents and purposes. So, on New Farmer, what do we start with? Well, we start with these two fields here, this one here, and we start with this little farm here. We do start with a bit of equipment and machinery, and we start in the town just here by the municipal offices with one tractor. As you can see, there's a lot going on here. Couple of bridges across to this side with some other bits going on. Plot 120 is a curiosity. That says in the description, if you want to use plot 120, they suggest using the additional field types by Weasel and adding the buying and selling bits in up there. It's like a big kind of gravel area. I guess you could set it up like a quarry. I mean, there's tons of quarry type mods. There's Empro Loop stuff as well. So if you wanted to utilize that, you could. That plot of land there, it's up there. Now, as you can see, I've also added some money in. Field prices and stuff aren't too bad. They're you know, there's not a lot of very, very big fields. So that nothing is crazy expensive until you get to the plots of land that have got farms and stuff on. So what I'm going to do is buy those plots up now. I hope I don't miss any. So we come across, this is a very expensive one, 238. 978,480, but that does have a biogas plant on it. There is another biogas plant, but if we buy that one, we get all of that, and we'll get to all that later on. If we come up here, there's plot 122 there. We'll purchase that. As we drive up here, we've got this plot here, 142. Do that, we get all of those. There was nothing up the top here. If we come across, that was fine. We got another one there, 33. The other biogas plant is there. That is showing. I'll show you the productions that are available at the moment. So unlike this one that is only showing up now once you've bought the land, this one is showing up, and then when you buy it, you get the land. But that's over 1 million, and we can buy it when we get there. That's not a problem at all. And then we've got this plot here. Buy that one. I think that's all the farms. Now we have got some plots that aren't purchasable. I'm clicking on there. Now here's another, I say, curiosity. The verges, the periphery, the roadways, the bits and bobs can be purchased. That's plot 1. Now plot 1, it does say in the description with this as well. For some reason, I'm not sure why. Plot 1 is over here by plot 146. Just to the left of it, you've got plot 1. If I click on that, that then highlights. Actually, why are we on hotspots? Let's go across to crop types. That makes it a little bit easier to see, doesn't it? If we go to plot 1, that buys all the verges, periphery, outside bits, roadways and stuff like that, and it doesn't cost anything. So if you want to do that, that's where the plot 1 is. I mean, to be fair, you could always just click on, actually no, it's not allowing me to, but if I went across to farmland, there you go, you can click on it and it says farmland 1, you just move over. Nice and straightforward. I'm trying to think if there was any other plots. I don't think there are. Now this one, out of all of them, like I say, this one down here you can't purchase. There are some bits that have got buildings and stuff on, and especially when you're doing a map tour, you drive around thinking, oh, that looks cool. Oh, I wonder what that is. Is that a sell point? Is that, I need to go and check that out. And you kind of get caught out because some of them aren't. So, the map itself then. It's a very nicely made map. There's a lot of detail on here. A lot of detail. There's a lot of custom stuff as well. There are no custom crops. Contracts are available. I normally say that a bit now off the start. If we go into build mode, in build mode we have got under sheds, over and above the 13 required mods. As you can see there, we've got a farm barn. We've got a farm barn. If we go into, where else do we? Oh yeah, this was a curious one. It does say again in the description for this, under cultivation. So you've got your normal rice field there, and you've got your grapevines. This has got grapevine. It says they're planted in rows. This one has got metal posts rather than wood posts. So if you want to be a bit more adventurous, now for metal posts. And then this one, rice fields. This is a different set of rice fields with different pumping stations. Does the same thing. It does say in the description you might want to set it a little bit lower, I think it says. So drop it a little bit lower, but that's got additional pumping stations to it as well. So those are added in. I don't think I came across anything else. There was nothing particularly. I'm trying to think, was there anything under paint textures? No, I think it was all fairly standard stuff other than that. So those were the only things that were added in. What we'll do, let's grab our tractor. So yeah, like I say, we start off here at the municipal offices. I know maybe we've been in getting our tractor license or something like that. But as you go around, it's very easy, especially when you're doing a map tour, to kind of whiz past stuff, especially when people have used base game productions and stuff like that. And pretty much all the stuff is base game stuff. If we go across a little bit further along, we have got 2 sell points. So the first one here, we've got fruit and veg sell point outside this little shop here, and then we've got the bakery just opposite there. As you can see, we've got a couple of sell points and things for running the bakery. We're going to swing back around, we're going to go out across the bridge. Like I say, the route round is a bit odd. Yeah, so as I was starting to go around, you notice very quickly that all the sell points, whilst they are, or the productions as well, whilst they are base game productions, they're all custom made. All with custom signage, all with custom names. The map's got a ton of detail. I mean, it is packed with stuff. And strangely, I know it's a standard size map, but it feels massive. And I guess that's possibly, I've said this before on map tours, partly to do with the route round. The route you have to take to get round everything seems a little bit convoluted, and because you're having to do a lot of sort of strange directional driving, whereas sometimes you get a map where it's almost a circuit, you just follow a circuit round, you see everything. I guess that kind of makes it feel a lot bigger. But there, like I say, there's a lot going on. There's some places got ditches, some haven't, some have got fences, some haven't. There's a lot of signage, there's a lot of stuff by the side of the roads. When you come to a lot of the factories and stuff, all of the signs that show you the direction to go round the factories when you're dropping stuff off, it's incredible. So this is Spedit. This is Spedit Express Courier. So we've got the Spedit Express Courier sell points, which are here at the front, you can see up there. And then over here we have got, although it is sitting high, it does work. This is basically your pallet warehouse. So this is your warehouse point. Come to there, open pallet shop. So we can open the pallet shop, although the icon is a little bit high, but it still works, no problem at all. So this, for all intents and purposes, is your warehouse. But like I say, all custom made. It really stands out, and I think that's fantastic. We've got Boscolo potatoes, which is next door. This is your potato chips, potato crisps. Actually, you know what the best thing to do at this point is. Let's go down to here. If we go up and across. So owned, because we've bought all these extra plots of land straight off the bat, all this stuff is all owned now. And you'll see when we get to some of those plots that had 4 greenhouses on. There were 2 plots that had 4 greenhouses. So there are 8 greenhouses available now. And we've got all these things that are owned now, including that biogas plant that was part of that farm plot. If we come across here, you'll see then we got the dairy, bakery, Bernardi sawmill, Beton cement factory, which is across the road where we are now, biofood foods industries, biogas plant, that's the other one. So it's standard stuff. Boscolo 1875 potatoes, that's where we are now, so potato chip production. We've got Eridani's sugar factory, grapes processing, the Italian mill, and Riccardi's spinnery. So they're all specifically named, but as you can see, they're all base game productions. There are no products over and above the standard stuff. But it's little bits like this that really stand out to me. You know, it's a small detail, but it's been done with a lot of care and attention. And the bizarre thing is, I know I've said this many times as well, I've done a lot of map tours over the years, hundreds and hundreds of map tours, and some maps you jump on straight away and think, oh, I remember this map. And when I thought straight away, I said, I don't remember this map at all, and went back and had a look at the map for the other one, I don't remember I remember the name, I just didn't remember the map. So the cement works, again, look, all the cement trucks and stuff out the front, the Beton cement factory, very cool. So we can head back across the river now, and this is another one that the outsides of the map, it feels like it goes on forever. It really is very cleverly done, that you do get that impression that you're part of a much bigger area. Sometimes you get map edges that just kind of drop off, some have trees all the way around, and then some maps like this, you just don't get that feeling there's an edge, which quality map making. You can go down the edges of the river if you wish to. Again, if you're running Highlands fishing, I don't see any reason why you couldn't do a bit of rod and reel fishing. It's a pity you can't transfer the aquaculture over. I know you can with the young fish stock, but you can't with the aquaculture on the Highlands fishing. And there are a lot of maps with big expanses of water you could do it. But then I don't suppose you haven't got the boats, which I guess is the other reason why. Anyway, continuing on, we're coming down to our start farm. So equipment and machinery already out by the field, ready to go. Tractor, harvester, header, trailer, all set up and good to go. And it's got a very kind of, because when I first kind of started out going around, I was thinking, you know, sometimes you get maps that feel a little bit cartoony is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. And as you start to drive around, you realise actually no, it's not. It does say in the description as well that the field texture has been replaced with an alfalfa texture. It's still grass. I say grass texture. It's still grass, but it has an alfalfa texture instead. Anyway, the start farm, which is just here. So we have got sleeper wardrobe trigger just to the side. Now you can't go into this building. I thought this was one of the ones that you could, but there's no option to open the door anywhere. But sleeper wardrobe trigger is just here. Standard farmer 400 silo just here. And then we've got a bit more equipment and machinery. I don't think there was much actually in here. You don't start with a huge amount. Oh, it's in this one here. Let's open this door up. In here. So, our tractors, equipment and machinery, and plough and little bits here. Like I say, not a huge amount, but we do have a little bit to be started off with. Our start farm. If we carry out along to this road, on the bend here, we've got Carlo's Restaurant. Or would that be Ristorante? Is that Italian? I don't know. I'm not going to try it and pretend that I know how to speak Italian. All these little bridge crossings as well. There's loads of little bits like this. There's our restaurant sell point again. I'll stop saying the words custom now, but it will infuriate people, but very cool. And it is flat, and it does say in the description that the area is a very flat area. I just need to double check something. Hang on, adjust a mow out to there. I think that bit might be part of. Let me just try that by that. Nope, it's all right. I just saw a building out to the right, saw the little gateway, and thought that must go to somewhere important. I just think it's just a building that's available. Right, this will bring us back up onto the main road by the bakery. Football pitch. Oh, that's one of the football pitches where you can actually play football, scoreboard, and etc. There's a ball in the middle. So there's the bakery we were just a moment ago. I suppose I could have done that at this point, but that's fine. If we drive out along here, we come to the main vehicle shop. Workshop trigger is around behind the building, and this is also the reset point for the map. There is a forklift truck available over there for use. If you're buying pallets and stuff directly from the store, you can. We've got the gas station coming up, and behind the gas station we have got a shopping centre. Faro, so there's the gas station. Then behind that we've got the Faro Shopping Centre. Sell point is round behind that. And then we have got here, this is pretty cool, we have got a railway track, railroad, that runs north-south or south-north. I haven't seen a train on it yet. I'm not saying there's not one. There's not a train that you can stop. There's not like rent train or anything like that. But there is a track, so potentially there might be one that runs up and down. Let's say I haven't seen one while I've been doing the prep, but that's not to say there's not. If we come up into here, to our left we've got Bernardi's Sawmill, just there. A little bit further up we've got Riccardi Spinnery. I'm not going to say the word, but again, look at the sign. The sign, it's all very good. Then we have got the farmer's market, but not like a farmer's market that we usually get. We use a different word. This one's bespoke. I'm not going to use the word artisan. No, can't say it. Can't say it. I mean, I did say it, but anyway. Don't we can go up into here, can we? I don't think so. Farmer's market sale point. And then just the other side of the farmer's market we've got the big food industry. That was like the canning factory, jarring factory, that kind of thing, just to the left there. So moving on from there we come to that big plot we purchased. We've got to go back on ourselves a little bit. When you purchased that large plot of land, which was what was it, nearly $1 million, wasn't it? Plot 238, excuse me, we'll just sort of turn back on ourselves, we'll cut across the grass here. When you buy that plot, as we drive down here, there is a farmhouse to the left, as Beyonce said, just here. This little plot of land that has a sleep and wardrobe trigger on is the farmhouse for that big farm area there. So we are now at this bit here. So when you buy this plot here, you get that little bit there which has got a sleep and wardrobe trigger on it. So that's where the farmhouse is for that particular farm. Now the required mods for this, one of them is the, you know, the DD mod Passion. There's the L-shape, not L-shaped, what are they called? There's all different arches, all the Euro arches packs. You can see there's the one there. That's one of the packs. So we've got bale and pallet storage to the left of 900. So you can store 900. I mean, yes, you can store 900 items. That's why it's bale and pallet storage. 900. Silage clamps over to the left-hand side. Cow pen barn just there. Inside this shed we should have workshop trigger, if I recall correctly. Whoosh just there. Plenty of storage space in the main building. If we come around the back, here is the cow barn triggers, etc. They're inside the building, and this one will hold 500. And you saw around the back as we drove, or the front, depends which way you look at it. This does have a feed robot system, so you can use the feed robot system on this one. So 500 items. This is the biogas plant that we got with this plot of land, so one of 2 biogas plants on the map. And again, fairly standard as far as a biogas plantery goes. Over from the biogas plant, we've got another cow pen for 90 cows. Which is this one just here, which you might want to use as a calf barn maybe. That's just there. And then we've got round the back, which you kind of drove past at the moment. We've got a Farmer 800 silo, again standard crop type, that's a standard silo, 800,000 litres. The Farmer 400 was the 400,000 litres. We have got, I think around the map, this was one of the required mods as well, the old sensor doodab for, you know, if you want to go down the immersive route of testing the quality and the dryness of your crops. So we are now here. What we're going to do, because there's nothing down, I say there's nothing down the bottom, of course there's loads of fields and stuff down the bottom. We're going to head back up and go that way and then up. Is that right? Yes it is. Let's just nod in agreement and pretend that MrSealyp knows what he's doing. Just suddenly thought, have I missed something off my notes? Nope. I thought I had. It's the Italian mill, which was what I just clicked on. I jumped down a row on my notes and suddenly thought, hang on a minute, I'm sure I've missed something. I know I say this a lot when I do map tours now. I genuinely think that the standard of maps overall has increased massively with 25. I mean, don't get me wrong, there have been brilliant maps on 22, on 19 and 17. There have been phenomenal maps across all of them. This is your Italian mill, and this is what I'm talking about. We turn in here. You've got, look, you've got all the bits that say no entry. You've got all the little signs, and when you drive around, it's more relevant on one of the ones we get to later on, where it actually you genuinely follow all of the stuff round. But this is your Italian mill, so a big old grain mill. Again, it's just that the time taken to do all that, and I know it's that ludicrously obvious statement. If it wasn't there, you'd never know it was there, and you'd still have a fantastic map, and you drive around it'd be absolutely perfect. The fact it is all there just adds so much to it. It explains why it's 1,721 slots, and it also explains why it's 720 megabyte download, and then the additional mods on top. So you can see solar farms, we don't have access to those, we can't buy those. It's a big solar farm down the bottom southeast of the map as well. We're going to turn in just here. Look at this, isn't it gorgeous? Another little culvert with a crossing bit, and now I think we are going to go down a no entry bit. Let's be saying all the signs, it's so well done, and I'm going to completely ignore it. I guess it's probably no entry to people who aren't supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be here, so we're fine. This is plot 122. So we got liquid manure tanks just there. We've got pig food mixer just here, because this is a pig farm. Click on that, there's your pig food mixer with the recipe of various different things you need for making of pig food. 600,000 litre silo just here, and then we've got 3 pig buildings, each holding 275 animals. One there, and one over there. So plenty of space for your piggage, if you're big on pigs. And then right out at the end here, we've got a sleeping wardrobe trigger, so the farmhouse, big barn storage actually here. So here's your farmhouse. Lovely place where you sleep in your wardrobe trigger here, and then like I say, loads of barn storage space in here. I don't think that doesn't do anything that I could tell. I think it's just there for, I couldn't find anything that had an option to use it. I thought it'd be quite cool for stacking and storing bales, but there was nothing there for it. So anyway, that's plot 122. I'm going to back out the way we came, because that takes us to the route we need to be on. Whoops. Mind the crops. It's interesting as well, the map tour I did yesterday was the Riverside, the Dutch map. We've come onto this Italian one, and we've got a lot of drainage ditches, irrigation ditches on this one as well. Oh, I didn't notice that before. We have a floating tree in the middle of the water every now and again. Most maps, within the first couple of weeks of them being out, not always, some maps come out and they have issues and they never get changed or addressed. Some do, but normally within a couple of weeks of a map coming out, sometimes a lot quicker. Little things like that get addressed, because as more and more people play on them and find whatever little issues there may be, they'll message back, and the map maker finds out, and then the map maker then will go away and do a bit of tweaking. So potentially things like that. So this is Zafaro biomass power. So as you can see, lots of biomass things going on, and then there's your sell point. So this is basically just a sell point for biomass, but not your standard biomass plant that we get. That's just here. Have a biomass plant. Wallop. You know, it's not that. It's this. Stop signs are for other people, not for me. I'm doing a map tour. On our left, coming up, plot 142, one of the small plots, one of two plots that we purchased that have got 4 large tarp greenhouses on. So there's the first one. So if you want to do some greenhouse work, you can. I like the fact there's very sort of different segments to it all. With this one's got a much more reinforced canal, and the bridges. I mean, you think about the time and detail and energy that's gone into just making a bridge. You know, I was talking to Marnus Mapping the other day, and he sent me some images of some stuff he'd been doing for the preparation of his map coming out, and just little changes to things, the time and effort and energy that's gone in to designing a brick. Well, I mean, like for example, I know this sounds ridiculous and obvious, but the pipework to go over there, the culvert, the brick texture and work that's gone into just this, and that's one of countless ones across the entire map. That little bit alone looks fantastic, but probably took hours, you know. And that's one tiny bit on a map. We take a lot for granted, you know. Anyway, I know that's obvious. I know, you know, preaching to the choir and whatnot, but it is what it is. Now we've got a bit of driving cross country to do here. We have got one. Yeah, I might. Don't worry about it. We might have a bit where I might jump across the railway track, but it was the best route I could work out to get to where we were going as efficiently as possible. That building there as well. Again, we'll double check it. I don't think it was anything in particular. I think this bit is part of the yeah, I think it's part of the additional plot. So that house there, again, it doesn't cost anything to buy that land, so if you want to, you can buy it, and then or access all areas, so to speak. Right, so let's whiz all the way across here, because I was looking at the map thinking, oh, that's brilliant, that takes me exactly to where I want to go, not noticing that the track actually stops right before where I need it to, and there's not actually a bridge here. So if people are easily offended, you may want to close your eyes now-ish. This will be the point where a train does actually come along the track, having not seen one at all. That's not a place where you want to get stuck, is it? But let's be honest. Right, straight across here, almost perfectly, we come to this plot here. This is your animal dealer. We've got animal dealer sell point there to the right. So we've got the animal dealer point there. We've got purchase points for liquid manure and manure there. And then what we'll do, rather than drive all the way around over the back, but over the back of the building, we've got another sell point. Where was it? There is another sell point over the back here. Oh, there is. Another sell point just there. So 2 sell points. We come to the map. Press the wrong thing. There we go. So there you go. Animal dealer, 2 sell points, and then you buy points for your liquid slurry and your manure, liquid manure, and manure. There's a little track that runs out here. There's some, it's just like I say. Let's just go airborne for a second. I'll show you because it looks great. Got this big old, and like all these bits. Look. Comes all the way to the main river. Got like a pumping station, pumping house. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, from here we must continue The next small plot, the one of two that I was talking about, we've got coming up, and that was, if I get this right, to plot 142. Did I not write on my notes? Oh, is it plot 33? Just there. Yes, plot 33. 4 large tarp greenhouses. Now, we could drive all the way out there to the biogas plant. It's a biogas plant. What we'll do, again, we'll go airborne, so the track runs all the way out here. Swings all out there. There's your biogas plant. Silage clamps, biogas plant. I'm sure it's like 1.13 million to purchase. And again, if we come down to here, it's that one there, 500 kilowatt. That's the second biogas plant on top of the one that was at the farm. Continuing down, we've got the dairy to our right hand side. All the signposts as well. I mean, come on. Come on. There you go. There's your I love you a latte. It's not what it says, but that's your dairy. I was really, really hoping to see a train go past. The road junctions and stuff as well. Awesome. Right, this is the Marrow Cereals sell point. No, we're good. I found it on my notes. So again, look, signage here. It was the sugar factory. I think it's Eridani's sugar factory. Like this. It's got all the sort of concrete. You're funneled. You know, there's a very definite route. So this is cereals. This is a sell point, not a production. Actually, I say that. Let me just check the map. That's not a sell point. It's not a just a sell point. It's not a factory. Right, we are heading up now. Back around the way we kind of just came. Past the grapes processing unit. Which looks like it could be a facility for, I mean, it is just a grape processing unit, but the building itself looks like it makes adult grape juice, not normal grape juice. Normal grape juice. Ah, dearie me. Right. These plots, construction sites, they're not purchasable. They are, I think they're on the big plot of land, but they're just there as a, as far as I can tell now, a placeholder, so to speak. There you go. Cantina Social. So that's your grape processing factory unit, which brings me to the last of the farm plots that we purchased. So if you drive up here, this is plot 83. We have a sleep and wardrobe trigger just the right hand side as we cross over this irrigation ditch just there. So sleep and wardrobe trigger, shed and storage space off to our left, more shed space just there. This was a Farmer 800 silo, so 800,000 litres, and this is the chicken farm. Now we have got 2 chicken pens that hold 1,500, this one here and that one there, and then we have 2 of these buildings either side which are manure production. So if we come to here and click on that, we've got straw in, manure out. So I guess it's that it's next door to the chickens. The chickens themselves, if we go to our animal pens, our chicken coops themselves don't produce manure. But if we put straw in here, because they're kind of next door, we can simulate the fact that we are getting chicken manure in inverted commas, if we want to. Round behind this building, we've got another one of those arch bale and pallet storages, 900 items just at the back here as well. There you go. So that is the final farm. From here, we're going to head across the bridge, the other side. So we are currently here. We're going to go across the bridge over here, and we've got the sugar factory. Then that track that runs up there to plot 120. Like I say, if you wanted to. That, I'll be honest, that additional field types is a tricky one, because if you're running a lot of productions, you might be adding modded stuff in as well. The field types I have found a lot when people message me and say they're having issues loading a map up, or they've got a map where productions they're not getting the right pallets out, or they're not getting pallets out at all. And generally speaking, I'll say to people, look, just go and check in your mods. You might have something that's adding extra field types in, which might be causing a mod conflict. It's often that mod, because I used it initially. It's a brilliant mod. It's cool. Use it with the gravel factory, the coal factory. You can do a whole load of stuff like that. But there's a lot of additional field types that come with that. The same as the Empro Loop stuff. There's a lot of additional products and things. There's a lot of stuff by Let's Be Having Moo that has a lot of... is it Let's Be Having Moo? Who's the one that's got... there's a big old productions pack that's got tons and tons of stuff in it. So just be careful. This is additional advice on this map tour. If you are having issues along those lines, or you've got a map that just won't load up, if you're hitting a certain percentage you just can't get it to load, it's going to be a mod conflict. Go in and check your mods and you should be absolutely fine. So, final destination, well, almost final destination. Down here we've got the sugar factory, and this is the one that stands out most to me out of all of them, with all the, because it's a big facility. So this is Eridani's sugar factory, sugar mill, and I like the fact it's very straightforward. You know, there's no, sometimes you get to big facilities. I know on BR163 when I went to the big old like sugarcane factory, trying to find your way around was ridiculous. Look, you can see where your blue markers are. Your blue markers funnel you, so we're funneled down this side. It says either side, but that gate's shut. And I'm just following my blue markers. They're all there. Follow around this way. Then round to our point here. Across to our sell point bit for the sugar factory. Or sell point, drop off point, depends. And then we come back round, blue markers. Like I say, it's nice. Nicely done. Nice bit of work. And then, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have to use this top bit. Like I say, there are plenty of quarry-esque type mods available, so it doesn't have to be the Weasel one, but there might be 101 different things you think, oh, this top plot of land's perfect for, boom, and then you've got an idea, whatever it might be. So you've got all these big buildings and stuff here already, so it's kind of, there's an implication you've got something along those lines already being run. And then just let your imagination run wild. Have a look through the mod hub, find a load of stuff. There might be a load of cool stuff. You think, oh, you know what? And that is all out here. Have fun with it. And that is the map. I apologise if I'm saying it wrong. Palestine. I did have a look on, you know, the old Google Translate thing. Could be wrong. That is by Mirkomod. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.